everyone. This is John Ross with the XPian Daily Report for Friday, 7/10. And we're just looking forward to our visit today with a person that some of you may know, and I hope you're going to get acquainted with today here. We're going to be talking about the Aurora Public Library, and that's it, APL. We're going to be talking about APL. And we're going to bring right up now the executive director, if I can find her in my queue here. That's my problem. We'll get it here soon. We'll get it. I lost her in my queue, but we'll get it. There she is. Smiling face and with a good sense of humor. She's always got a good sense of humor. Now we're coming up. There she is. There's Michaela. She's always got a good sense of humor, and that's what I appreciate. That's why she's in Kiwanis. We have a good sense of humor there. She's a Kiwanian like me. And Michaela, I want to ask you, how long you been the executive director of the library?
I started as executive director in March 2019, so just a little more than a year.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought it was longer than that. I was going to give you a long time. Okay.
Well, I was the deputy director before that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you were doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what did I do there? I did that. Sorry about that, Michaela. That was a mistake. That was a mistake on my part.
Very good.
And I told you I do all the work. I do all the editing. Okay. Here we got Michaela here. Yeah, she's the executive director of the Aurora Public Library, and we're really appreciative of her take some time out to do that here in this COVID-19 environment too. And so I'm just going to run right to her and ask what's happening at the library.
Well, we have a lot of interesting stuff happening here at the library finally. So next Monday, the 13th, we're going to reopen to the public for the first time since March 14th of this year. So we're going to be open. It's our browse and go service. Thank you for that, John. So we're going to ask you to make an appointment because we need to meter our access to the building. Per the state guidelines, we can only have a certain number of people in a smaller capacity than we used to. So you can call us 630-264-4117 and make an appointment, or you can do it online. And you basically say, I'd like to come in between 10 and 11 or 1 and 2. And you come in, you can do a little browsing and get materials and go, browse and go. Most of our tables and chairs and kids' toys and all the fun stuff that people love at the library we've had to remove that, for safety.
Oh, shucks. Now I can't have any toys? No shucks. No toys. Okay.
No toys, no drinking fountain, all those things that the state is requiring us to close down. So that's happening. We're also open for public computing, and we've been open for that since June 15th. So again, you need to make an appointment. You can come for an hour, use our public computers, our nice broadband, print things out. And we've been doing that, like I said, since June 15th, and that's been pretty popular. And we're going to continue that. We also have curbside delivery and drive-through service. So you can request your books online. When they're ready, we will bring them out to your car, or you can use the drive-through here at Santori. And that's been really popular. I think people have wanted to, after a few months stuck at home, people had read all their materials and wanted something new. So we're happy to make that available, and that will remain even with the browse and go.
I want to say that you have a lot of this information. Excuse me, I did something wrong there, Michaela. Excuse me, I'll be right back. We're going to get it right here. I was going to get your well, it's on your couple of your websites. It's at your Facebook and your regular Aurora Public Library. What's it? .org.
.org. That's right. All this information is on our Facebook page and on our website, as you say. We also have we've been doing a lot of virtual programming. We can't welcome the public in big groups to our buildings the way we like to do. And so we've been doing it all virtual programming. And we have been doing that since the middle of March. And those programs have been really popular. We do a lot of staff programming, so people talking about the books they're reading or doing a family rhyme time for kids, helping to support parents while their kids are off school. But we've also been hiring programmers the way we always do, people that come in and do special events. Our latest biggest success was a panel discussion on equity, diversity, and inclusion. And that was chaired by Sherman Jenkins, and we had great viewership for that. Lots of people watch while it's live, and then all these things are available. They stay available on Facebook and on our YouTube channel, so you can watch these things anytime. It's kind of nice, because before, if you weren't available at the time the program happened, well, then you just couldn't make it. But now, if you're not available, you can always watch it later. It's nice.
Well, that's a nice thing. So you got some capacity to record it and then have it online. That's nice. Of course, that's what we're doing here. You can see these afterwards too, good or bad or ugly or whatever, but you can see them again. So that is a good feature, though. That really is, to when you're having. I know my church does that. I mean, a lot of people are doing. I mean, this technology is coming. This is not Zoom. This is Facebook Live, but. Zoom and all these things have brought a lot of things right to us. I wanted to note that you're doing, I'm reading right now from Hoopla some books, a book, and I noticed you have that and some other services besides Hoopla, right?
We do. So even before this pandemic hit, we were offering a lot of material digitally. And so when this happened and we realized that people wouldn't be able to access our physical collections, we ramped up we call it collection development. It's purchasing and deciding what to have for all of our online platforms. So Hoopla.
Is that how that works? You have to buy you have to buy a little to get in there?
Correct. So we buy the materials and then they're available for you to borrow, just like with the physical books.
Okay.
Right. So with Hoopla, it's a very easy, nice platform to use. I mean, you can probably testify to that, John.
I read a couple of books from that. Yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah.
And Hoopla is actually, they started out by calling themselves Netflix for libraries. So there's also videos, audio.
I forgot about that. Yeah.
TV series, there's comic books, there's all kinds of stuff on Hoopla. We also have a service called Overdrive. You can download its app. It's called Libby. And there are audiobooks and ebooks and comic books available through there. We have a service that allows you to check out magazines online. We're looking into one that allows you to check out newspapers online because
nice.
One of the things that we're going to have to do is pull all of our newspaper and magazine collections. Again, according to the state guidelines, they don't recommend having those things out for browsing. So we're trying to make those things available digitally too. And all of these platforms have music, and music is such a great comforter, during times of stress and trouble. And downloading your favorite artists and listening to a long playlist of somebody you love is a great way to feel better and to take care of yourself a little bit during this pandemic.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. And I noticed something maybe I got it here, but it was on top of your web page, I believe, about online printing. What's that involved? How does that work?
Right. So there's a couple of things you can do. So, a lot of people don't actually have a printer at home, but you still need physical copies of things, applications for things, and depending on what you're doing.
Right.
So you can, if you have something that you need to print, you can email it to us, and that information is on our website. There's also an app. We've always had this, what they call wireless printing. And you can, if you download the app, it's called Printer On, and you put in your library card number, you can send it through that. And it just prints, and then we see that it comes through for you, and we will call you and say, hey, do you want to come pick up your prints? And then you set up an appointment just like you would for curbside or drive-through.
By the books, okay.
Yep.
That's sort of cool. I think I'm up in another town, so I'm up in Batavia, but I don't know if maybe they got that. I don't know.
A lot of libraries are doing this kind of thing, and in Aurora to here, we are offering kits for kids That's another service that you can pick up through curbside or drive up. So, you know, kids love to read, of course.
Right.
And they also love to do other things, crafts and coloring and puzzles and all those things. And so we're creating kits that kids can pick up through the drive-through or the curbside service. And that it's a little activity kit. So, and then they keep it, you know, they don't have to bring anything back. And so that'll help kids, you know, stay active and engaged during the summer.
Right.
And we're doing our summer reading club the same way. You register online, and then you pick up materials through our drive-through or our curbside. They'll be available in the library too once Browse and Go starts next week.
Yeah, we don't know. Your browsing is, I think you said 1 hour was the max or something like that.
Right.
And so you got so many. Well, what are your hours on the library there?
Right. So Monday and Tuesday, we're going to be open for vulnerable populations. So people that are maybe a little older or have an underlying condition that makes them more vulnerable to this disease.
Right.
You know, we want to welcome them from 10 until noon on Mondays.
Okay.
And then we stay open on Mondays from noon until 8 for everybody. And then so that's Monday and Tuesday. And then Wednesday and Thursday, we're open for the public from 10 until 6. And then Friday, we don't have any open hours, but we still have curbside and drive-through, and all those things are still available. And then we're open from 10 until 2 for Browse and Go on Saturdays. We're not open on Sundays in the summer.
Okay.
But by fall, we might be in a different phase, or we might not. We'll see. And
right.
We'll decide what our Sunday hours are going to be then.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So you can order it online. I mean, order your books through your website and then pick them up with the curbside pickup, right?
Yep. That's right.
Is that an appointment curbside pickup, or is it just general? You just go by, or is it at the appointed time?
It's an appointment, so that we make sure your stuff is ready.
Right.
And that, you know, we know to come out and bring it to you. So yeah. And there's when you pull up at the branches, there's a number to text and everything, you know, if you do that. So yeah.
Yeah, I want to ask you this, because I'm been reading quite a bit lately, and other things. Is reading picking up, is down? What would you say right now? Have you noticed any difference during this pandemic time?
You know, it's hard to say because we were only offering those digital materials for so long. When that was happening, our we still call it circulation of digital materials, it skyrocketed. It increased like fourfold.
Okay.
Right away. And library card registrations increased, and people's engagement with us, you know, the questions they were asking and their engagement on social media and stuff like that, all of that increased a lot during the pandemic. I think, you know, people are stuck at home. They weren't necessarily working or weren't working in the same way. So our circulation isn't what it was when people were out and about more, you know, and we wouldn't expect that. Even though people have more time to read, or at least some people have more time to read, you know, people just aren't out and about the way they once were. And I think there's a lot of competing factors. People are watching the news and reading the paper and doing all those things too, trying to keep up with what's going on in the world. And we don't necessarily see that in our numbers, you know, but we know that's happening.
But you do have some, you said, increase on the digital, though, did go up.
Totally. Yeah, big increases there. And, you know, we were seeing increases for a long time over the past several years.
Right.
But it really sort of exploded during the pandemic. And you know, it remains to be seen whether that stays. Some people can't wait to get their hands on a real book again. Some people have been reading the ebooks and say, you know, I like this. This is good. So we'll just see how it goes. Either way.
I have a debate on that. Sometimes I like.
Yeah.
I got a pad, so it's a little bigger on the screen, you know. I mean, maybe if you had on your phone, it'd be a different story, or on the computer, you could do it too. I like this type of concept, the online when you travel. I was on a train and it just was very nice, you know.
Yeah, it is.
And, so you got some reading material there, and they have a pretty good selection at Hoopla, I noticed. They got some pretty current stuff. You know, it's not, well, it's still pretty current. I'm not gonna say it's the stuff that's just you've been hearing on the news, the books coming out, but it's pretty current, and it's really appreciated that your library is offering that. That's a good thing, Michaela.
Thank you.
And you got any other things you want to think about here about your library? And I know you got so much on the web. You've got a lot of events,
Yeah.
things, and I encourage everybody to look at Facebook for the Aurora Public Library or on their website. Those two places, I was just amazed, Michaela, at all the things like you have. I think you have some programs tonight. I mean, well,
Yeah.
we won't say tonight. We can't do that. This is, to be honest with you, we're doing it a little this early, so
We
we won't tell anymore. But there's stuff coming up. I know you're just doing quite a bit, and I really think that the public appreciates that. I know that's a real good thing, Michaela.
Thank you. We our mission hasn't changed. This is where Aurora comes together to discover, create, connect, and succeed. And we want people to continue to engage with us and with each other and have fun and have a good summer, as good as anybody can have while all this is going on. So yeah, thank you, John.
And you have a greeter at the door. Marie Wilkinson's greeting everybody coming in.
That's right. She hasn't had any mittens or gloves in the last.
No, not today.
Right.
Maybe she wants water. We don't get soft drinks. It's got to be water, good water.
Yeah, she's so hot, Marie.
And there's another thing that's been out there, and we discussed just before we went on air here, but I want you to give a little more update about the library changing from being under the city's guidance and tax base and everything like that. Now going to a district. I don't know if Chicago Library is a district or with the city. I forgot, but most libraries seem like around here are under district type approach, I think.
Right. So about half the libraries in Illinois are library districts, and we are too, effective July 1. We became a district on July 1st. It was a process we started, really about this time last year, investigating whether this was the right move for us and going through the whole legal process and a public information phase, which I'm sure some of your viewers were part of. So the judge signed the order on June 5th this year, which was several months later than we expected because of the pandemic. All the courts were closed. And so we became a district effective July 1. And so that means we're no longer a city library, but we still, will work closely with the city. We still serve all the same constituents, so we're independent, but not, it's amicable. It's not a divorce. We still talk to them every day. So we will have an elected board of trustees starting next year. So one of the programs you'll see on our website in probably August will be a sort of so you want to be a library trustee sort of thing, to get all the information they need if they want to run, about how to collect signatures and what to file and all those different things, the different deadlines. And it's a very simple process, but we want to put that out there for people.
So how many are going to be on the board there,
So, yes, so it'll be a 7-member board. Our current board of trustees, we have 7 members currently because we had a couple of vacancies. So our current board will serve through that the next year. And next, typically, new trustees are sworn in June after the election. So so that's where we're at with that. And we're going through all those first time things. First time as a district, there's a bunch of paperwork and different things like that we have to do. So different than we did with the city.
So I assume these trustees are going to start out with, some are going to be 2-year terms and some 4-year, something like that. So they flip. So we have alternate every 2 years, different election, different people.
Exactly. Usually with a brand new board, you draw lots, and you decide that way how you're going to do it.
Okay. And yeah. Well, I forgot. Yesterday. Not yesterday. Well, I'll say Wednesday. Turn that a little different. Yeah. Wednesday we had Alderman Judd, and I forgot to ask him when the election dates were, the time frames. I know we have that. Rory has this called primary. Then they have, and if they don't get 50%, then they go on to the next one with the top 2. But I guess When is that election? I'm trying to. Is it March or
I think
April?
it's in April, John.
Second Tuesday or something in April.
Yeah,
Yeah. Then the other one, I guess, is before that. That's how that works.
yeah,
Because the primary is earlier in Aurora. I don't know if it's a month earlier or 2 weeks earlier or something. It's
yeah,
earlier though.
yeah.
And then, yeah, that's how it was because it's not after that. Uh,
Right.
I don't think the primary's on April. I think it's, yeah, that makes sense. So then this would be a selection probably will be in April then, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that's when we have our municipality elections in
Right.
Illinois, the odd years. Yeah,
Exactly.
odd years.
Right.
I'm always fortunate this year. I have my birthday is on election day. It's been that way many times.
Nice.
So it could be, I won't say anymore, but you can get the drift. It either could be a happy day or a sad day. But we
Yeah,
won't say anymore. You can judge whatever that means, but
that's
it's
right.
true. It's on election day, and I got to vote on the first day of my birthday, I think.
Oh, that's great.
But that was when the old guys, they let you in. You had to be 21, not 18, not those young ones like you, man. Not like you there. You got an 18. I know that.
Yeah, I did.
I
Yeah.
was at 21 years, and of course, I didn't vote for some guys that lost too. But anyway, that's beside the point. Michaela, this library, I know it's been a beautiful experience. We've been there with Kiwanis many times, and
Right.
we have the Kiwanis Children's, yeah.
Right. The Kiwanis Children's Center.
And
That's
we
right.
have that special room in the back there, little reading room. And so Kiwanis has been involved with the library for many years, and we just appreciate you doing those things that you're doing there. And like you said, we don't know when this is going to be, quote, I don't know about full steam, but we're just going at this at a pace that's right for safety's sake, too.
That's right.
But we do need reading materials. We do need that. And we'll see what the school situation, too. That has a bearing, too, on you somewhat, too. Probably about your hours and everything, maybe, or I don't know.
Yeah, it does. I mean, partly because of our staff. A lot of our staff have children in school, and we need to make accommodations for them so that they can work with their kids at home if the schools aren't open. And we did that all spring, and we're doing it this summer too, because most of the camps are closed and things like that. But it also affects the services that we need to offer, especially our outreach. We have a bookmobile, and
Right.
That bookmobile goes around to all the different schools in Aurora, and we're still trying to figure out what that's going to look like when the schools are open, however they open. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but of course our job is to support these institutions and individuals, and we're going to do that however we can, safely for everyone.
Right. So sign up for what we call it, Browse and Go.
Yeah.
And get those books. And of course, you can browse before online and then go in and then get the book, or you can do it a lot of different ways. And so be sure to register. This is a new thing that they're doing in the Aurora Library, Browse and Go. And that's fitting with where we're at right now. And so I know you'll be doing that in a safe way, like you said. So that's very good. So Michaela, I want to thank you for being with us here and for taking a little time with us this afternoon. And let's see what we got here now. Oh, we already got that. Oh, we already got what's happening. See, we discussed the district there. We got that all settled, didn't we?
We did.
That's coming. You already are a district. That's very interesting that you went through that process. So, Michaela, I just want to say thank you for being with us, and God bless you. And I'm just going to make one more quick announcement, and we'll wrap this up. But we just love having Michaela with us. if she'd stay with us just to have her face looking at us. I know we need some bright smiling face, and she's always that way. So if you just hold that few more minutes, I'm going to just put up real fast here, and it's something I think that Michaela would vouch for too. To remember the VNA's COVID-19 testing. So call that number 892-4355, 630-892-4355 to get in. No line, no nothing like that. It's like the library's doing, Michaela's doing at the library. You just sign up and there's a little fee. If not, you can't pay it, you get in, you do it free, but it's just call that number and do that. So I just, and next Monday, it's a mystery, but we'll have someone. We worked on it. So, Michaela, I just want to say God bless you and thank you for being with us. And we'll just say bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you, John. Thank you for thinking of us.
Bye-bye.